Today is day 12 of this 40-day journey to the solstice. That's my birthday, and I'm super excited to be on this journey with you in whatever capacity that you are joining in. So I've got my cat sitting over here with me. He might knock over the camera here. Come here, bud. He's my magical kitty. Come here, Brian. Let's say hi. Hi. Hey, magical kitty. There you go. So, blessed morning. Blessed morning. Blessed morning. I'm going to pull today's card. We've been having a lot of wind here yesterday and today, really blowing in some new energies. I always call them the winds of change. So let's see in these cards, what is the change? I also do cardology readings. I've got a 5, I think, of spades for the week, which 5s are numbers of change. So this week is definitely full of that energy. Oh, and it's the Tower card. What a perfect change card. The Tower in reverse. So this is always like a big change, like almost like the rug pulled out from under you kind of change, life change. In the reverse, it can be very internal process. It can also be like a controlled demolition where you know it's coming down and you're facilitating it coming down. And that message is coming through right now, not only for you and I who are watching it in our personal lives. And, you can look at your own life and think, where is this happening? Where is the tower falling? Where is the old reality matrix crumbling? That maybe I'm helping it happen, or it's internal. And but I'm also really feeling it for the world stage. That the world stage is a controlled demolition. That all the pieces that are dropping or being shown right now, or all the happenings are in a specific order, are divinely orchestrated and are meant to wake people up and get people's kundalini energy moving so that people can begin to see and feel themselves in a totally different way. Rose quartz is the stone today, which is unconditional love, and it is self-love as well. Just that this is making me feel like the work that I've been doing with a good girlfriend of mine and probably the most brilliant woman I know, Lisa Kay, and her integrated consciousness work. She's in the process of having her book edited right now, and I'm so excited for that to come out. But what I love the most about working with her and this is the understanding of truly how love is the most powerful force in the universe. And that's not conditional love, that's not transient love, that's not human love by any capacity, but is instead the most divine love. And this process of learning to love all the parts of ourselves is a very potent journey, one that I never really learned to the degree that I learned it until I met Lisa Kay. So it's like a soul retrieval medicine, right? To love all the parts of yourself and to identify which parts of yourself need loving is really the job of the present moment consciousness. The present moment in each moment gets to stand as guard. And I like to say this is what the ego job gets to be when you're awakening and when you identify your ego and you realize what kind of job the ego has been doing. It's like a changing of the guards. So ego kind of guards our life from when we're young because it's meant to keep us alive. It's that part of us that's always looking out for the life, right, of the self. So when the higher mind activates, then you have a different experience with the ego. The ego can tend to get in the way, and the ego can take you off course, and the ego can, get itself into all kinds of trouble, like a naughty child or a rebellious teenager kind of energy. But the higher mind can give the ego a job. And so I like to say, what does need to be monitored? What does need to be protected? And that is like the ego can have the job of identifying, hey, this just happened and that brought up this old, thing, so that's something we need to love. Just jumped on here, welcome. We're talking about the rose quartz and also the reverse tower. So this complete dismantling of previous reality, both internally and in the world, it can happen in a controlled demolition sort of way, which it's funny that it's about love. We're actually demolishing the old way of love, the old, attachment love, or I'll love you if, or I love you because you do this for me, and that's also in our systems too. Even if we don't consciously think, oh my gosh, I love going and getting education, or I love getting medicine, or I love, whatever, my ecclesiastical community, or whatever it is that you have a relationship with in your life, the way we've been relating and loving is being dismantled because we've just had a stone wall around our hearts, really. A heart wall, kind of like a tower around the heart. But, it's been purposeful because we couldn't even handle the full measure of the love and divine nature that we truly are, that we wanted to bring here on earth and incarnate as and express as. We first needed the fundamental elements of our being, which ego is one of them. We have to develop an ego in order to have an identity. Coming from oneness, you're a baby, you have to develop a sense of I. You have to develop that. You don't naturally have it. You see in small children, they very much identify with the mother, with the parent, and when they get a little older, they have to sort of strongly identify, this is me. And the teenager, even more so, there has to be almost like a rebellious nature that comes in, and if the parent can identify, hey, they're just really trying to find themselves and to understand what the boundaries of the self are. That's how the ego develops. But then the higher faculties of love want to go, okay, good job, you made it to this milepost, and now we're going to deconstruct some of the walls that have been placed around the self. And we're going to start revealing the true nature now so that the full love can come in. That love that is really the healing force of life is coming from the cosmic eye through each and every one of the awakened ones. And this planet will receive that healing love as we deconstruct those heart walls through loving all the parts of ourselves and loving all the parts of the people that we're with, because we're their reflecting mirror. So we get to see, hey, oh, they're showing me a part of them. And I love that part of them too, because it's them. I'm going to show them that that part of them is lovable too. Otherwise, this love will not penetrate through. Otherwise, we'll fall back into old human love that is conditional. And that isn't the way of the new reality. The new reality sees the worth and the value of the authentic nature, and also of the evolutionary steps that it takes to get to that nature. You know, and really we don't want to rush anyone through their process. Like, everyone is going through their process. Like I said at the beginning, it's like a controlled demolition. Your higher consciousness absolutely knows what is going on for you in your awakening journey. It absolutely knows, and it is leading you along the way, and same with the people around you. And everyone's at a different kind of level of the game, but we're all like pushing through to this love. So everybody's got a different dial, right? And there are trigger words and activations set up along the way that propel one forward. Hello, beautiful. So happy to see you here. So there are trigger moments, right, that are going to unlock these keys for us and open the heart and open the heart and open the heart and open the heart. And a lot of them could be painful triggers, you know, but if we can get right in there on that trigger and love that about us, about that person, that place in us, we get to melt open there and access more of that pure stream of love. That is divine light, that is divine presence. And whew, what a beautiful thing. So in conjunction with this 40-day vision quest, here we are at day 12 in an alchemical equation. Day 12 is another cleansing day. So the third one we've had in the second to the last in this 40 day. So we had at day 3, we had again at day 7, and now at day 12. So this is the alchemical sequence of unfolding that is being correlated with the book, also the Alchemy of Relationship. So today, excuse me, if you're following along with me on the app, and if you're not, you can jump on, because I'm opening this 40-day for free to anyone who wants to try it out. You can find it by downloading the passion.io education, or I think it's just called Passion Education app, and find me at Bliss Me. So you just, right when you get in there, there's a search bar, you push Bliss Me, and then you're poof into my app, one of the many Passion Education apps that are available through Passion.io, an awesome platform to build your education, your coaching. This is like a virtual coaching app for me, so I love it. So I want you to see what I'm up to. So if you get on there, then you can find this Life Force Activate, this 40-day vision quest that's on there. Hit yes, you want to do it for free. It will ask you to sign in. So you create an account for yourself, and then you're in. And you can either jump in and catch up with us on day 12 today, or you can start your own number 1 day right now, and you can just run 40 days. It's not date specific. I'm just doing it from the 11/11 to the solstice, like I really do every year in myself, because that's the walkway to my birthday on the solstice. But I would love for you to join in, and if you know anyone that would like to join in. So today I was going to say is a cleansing practice. We practice Tratak, which is a Hatha yoga, traditional Hatha yoga cleansing practice, and I'm not going to tell you what that is, so maybe that will tickle your interest in going to find out more about that. But it's an awesome cleansing practice, especially for the eyes, and really clears out the mind so that you can think more clearly and get those hemispheres of the brain working. And it works with the optical nerves to help bring through clearer vision and insight. So I'm really excited to add that today. It's so important, especially now that we've activated the Tower card in our journey. And cleansing is helping deconstruct the old. Thank you, Lark. Thank you so much for being here. And we're also working with the Shri Yantra, which this is the yantra that is the sound of the universe. And I have someone that's on my Facebook that I'm so happy that I'm friends with them, and I can't remember what their name is, but they just keep posting these beautiful paintings and saying it's a universal reset. And I feel that too. I feel that too. And that's also what this is representative of, is, tuning into that universal reset button, that initial moment, again, that boink, like takes us through a Brahma experience, which in Hinduism, Brahma is the first creation, and it's really like the consciousness. And then Saraswati is the aspect of Brahma, the divine feminine, that takes that knowing and flies forth into create all of reality. And she flies on like a goose, I think, of intuition. And I feel us at that moment now, this divine moment, though I'm more inclined to feel, well, I don't know. My teacher, Almin, that inspired the book that we're using in the 40-day, that is The Alchemy of Relationship, she speaks of the ultimate consciousness being the divine mother, the infinite mother. And I sort of tend to feel that way too, but I kind of like the Brahma Saraswati story as well, because that does show like the teamwork of partnership, and that the true divine masculine is holding consciousness space for the creative power of the feminine, of the Shakti, to activate and to become alive and to be on fire with, creation. And this is the turning point in the era. We are in it, and good things are happening, and things are being revealed, and the energy is in the way of, this is a controlled demolition, guys. Like we're doing this, and consciousness knows what it's doing, and just keep doing you, keep doing your part, and loving all the parts of you, and loving all the parts of everyone that's in front of you, the good, bad, and the ugly. We're kind of at that judgment day where it is our consciousness that is judging, and that it's the holy divine judgment, the judgment of love, that says, yeah, I see everything that you're doing, and I love that about you, because that is the part of your evolutionary journey that's going to take you now to this next level. And I'm seeing you with eyes of love. And even those who have committed, what we call atrocities in the human field, the most difficult part for those of us who are doing the planetary work is to look at that, and with a divine heart of love, understand the importance of that role in the totality of the waking experience, that both light and dark are required to be alchemized for the new reality, and someone had to play that part. And it's been said also of Lucifer, in the heavenly battle, how this reality is going to be created in that cycle needed an opposition force in order to cause that impetus of change, the heart to break open and seek for the next thing, that is a crucial element in the evolutionary journey. And so those of you who work with me, or who are on here now, we need to know, like, it's our job to love it all, and not like, oh, I love that, and it like kind of gruesome, weird, twisted way. No, but from the deepest well of our heart, like the deep, compassionate kind of bodhisattva love, where we can love that about creation too. Because from the deepest heart place that is broken completely open, where all the contents have spilled out, that raw, open heart of love looks at reality and the way that needed to occur to bring all the children home, kind of thing. We can spread love on that. We can accept that, because that's what it's been. And that way we fold up creation it on itself. We take the whole thing back. We're not going to leave any strings out there. We're like, yeah, okay, that was the story. All right, I love that about that story. Life on planet Earth before now looked like this. It's all folded up in this beautiful, Russian doll, if you will, and we're ready for the next story. And we're in the transition, and this 40 days to solstice is a huge portal. It's a huge transitory, like walkway line bridge from one reality to another. And so how we walk this way is also like what we're doing to get ready to jump through that hole. And I'm not saying everything changes on that day immediately, but guys, it is a big portal. It is a big frequency shift. It is like you're walking through this giant light beam, and like stuff happens cellularly. You know, like I'm so grateful that it's my birthday because I'm super hyper high tuned to it, and it is a massive energy thing, not just for me, for everyone. So thank you for staying on here with me. I'm sending you so much love. This is a big, powerful day. I can feel it. Also a thing about like loving all those parts that are falling in that controlled demolition. You could call it a cutting cord, but I don't like to use that terminology too much because it kind of implies the separation. It implies that when I cut it, then that goes away. And so that's true in that we do have individual sovereignty, but when we love that about, when we love that about ourselves too, or that person too, and say we have to not be around someone, right? So we could say we needed to cut the cords from there, but we also need to have honor there. It's not like, oh yuck, I don't want to be attached to you anymore. It's like in honor. Like there has to be a boundary in the way that I move my energy. Like that my energy can't constantly be feeding into this field right now. So I'm going to like regain sovereignty, and I'm going to acknowledge all the parts of me that are feeling that way and love that about me. And I'm also going to love that about you and our experience so that that can retain its holistic nature. And so as things come up today that are triggers or that you identify as that part of that demolition, just make sure to love those things and to flood them with your appreciation for how they've served in the journey up till now. And that makes it so much more easy to integrate the new things that are coming in. Like we're shunning no parts of self. We're seeing the purpose for all of it because our consciousness and our being has been wise from the beginning to get us here. That's an important acknowledgement. Okay, have a beautiful, beautiful day. So much love to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.